This is based on the true story of a pig who was sentenced to death, but somehow bravely escaped before her very last breath. On a sunny day in the heart of rural Great Britain, the tale of a precious little piglet was about to be written. Although the piglet didn't know of the weather outside, for she was born where dire darkness resides. As a newborn, the piglet was a curious and lively one, observing intently how everything was done. Her mother's snuggly skin was the best thing she knew. Cuddling next to her sisters and brothers, yes, they all loved it too. But then, on one especially cold, grim day, men in blue coats took her mother away. The piglet, now only 4 weeks old, was left behind with so much left to learn. And now this tale starts to take an even darker turn. The blue coats clipped her teeth, cut her tail, and pierced her snout, and they did it without hesitation or the slightest sign of doubt. You see, she was on a farm for slaughter and mass breeding, a place that normalizes atrocious, wicked things like agony and bleeding. They called her 2574, viewed as a mere number and nothing more. Trapped on the farm without her mother and now alone, she got familiar with the only world she had ever known. At 6 months old, the blue coats yet again were all around, and to her horror, they pinned her to the ground. What happened on that day is too hideous to say, but she knew right then and there she could no longer stay. You see, in her belly, new life was growing, and an instinct whispered from chambers of deep-rooted knowing. She had to end this vicious cycle, determined to ensure her piglets would be saved from what she'd been forced to endure. After 115 days and nights, it was really now or never. But what she was about to face was a truly terrifying endeavor. For she had to do the impossible and get to the other side, using the cover of darkness and only the moon as her guide. As she pressed her body through the electric wire, her skin was burning as if it had caught on fire. But the desire to escape was greater than the pain, and all of a sudden, she was free. She started running, for what else was there to do? Her steps became a drum to which her pulse was beating to. As fast as she could toward the woodlands she raced. There was no turning back and no time to waste. At the first light of dawn, while birds sang in choir, this mother's bravery had allowed a miracle to transpire. She birthed 10 tiny little creatures who made delightful oinking sounds, each with soft pink skin, only weighing about 4 pounds. She took a deep breath of fresh forest air as her piglets nursed in delight. Now she could finally rest, knowing her babies were all right. Maybe you think this is how the story ends, but it's not the happy ending you want, my pig-loving friends. Back at the farm, getting all the pigs round up, the blue coats realized the head count didn't add up. A pig had escaped. You see, for a farmer, a pregnant pig is a valuable possession. Letting 2574 be free would be out of the question. Following her hoofprints embedded in the ground, the farmers would not stop until she was found. Her hiding place wasn't kept secret for very long, for the farmers found her and shouted, "Take it back to where it belongs." Despite everything she had just been through, the mother and her piglets were trapped behind fences and knew. But little did they know, someone else had seen her plight, and now the darkness of her story was about to see the light. They named her Matilda, and her story made it to the news, garnering thousands of signatures on petitions, and let's not even talk about the number of views. Day in and day out, they fought to set her free, speaking up on her behalf so everyone could see the injustice of Matilda's case that shines a light on the pig industry's disgrace. As the pressure kept on rising, with little they could do, Matilda's captors started sweating, for the world now knew her truth. And lo and behold, the farmers gave in and heard the people's plea. They said, fine, take the pig and the babies so they can live and be free. And this, my pig-loving friends, is how the story ends. Matilda, once a nameless pig who escaped in the night, free at last with help from her human friends who took up a fight.